What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel, Gren Reaper Karma Sensei. And today, my students, I will be teaching y'all, I'm going to be telling y'all what if Naruto was shy. So, this what if is what if Naruto was shy, as I just said, and let's start the video. So, it starts off with Naruto being a child, as Naruto is running away from a mob of people calling him demon, monster, and all that, because Naruto is bleeding from Naruto is all bloody from his head to basically to his stomach, to where the Kyuubi is, and also his legs. Like, Naruto can barely run. So now Naruto is in an alleyway, as Naruto thinks it's a dead end, as he hears them, he hears the mob coming to the alleyway, and Naruto is moving back, as he then falls through the wall. Yes, that's going to be Naruto's ability. Naruto's ability is to phase through walls, basically, like Obito. But this one is Naruto is going to be called, well, you'll know later on in the video. Naruto will be there, as he phased through the wall, and now he's running away. He starts running, and this is when he bumps into someone. And this person is a highly trained killer. So they kill people. As when Naruto bumps into him, he says, "You okay, kid?" Naruto then says, "Yeah, I'm okay." As this person trains Naruto, because he sees that he's all bloody and stuff, and he needs to be treated. And he also knows that Naruto is kind of weak, so he wants to train him, because he tells Naruto that he knows how it feels to be a weaker being in a village full of strong shinobi. So, yeah. As this guy trains him, as he's training him, Naruto is hiding somewhere. And the person that's training him is he's the most wanted assassin. Like, he's an A rank, kind of. But, like, he's an A ranked person. He knows that, and he knows that he's in A rank, and he's in the bingo book. So now, he's training Naruto, as he does not sense Naruto at all. And he's looking around for him. As you know how you see the snake and it's like Nagisa in Assassination Classroom? It's basically like that, but picture it as a white snake with horns, and with red horns, and that's it. As it also has as the eyeballs are also yellow, and the pupils are red inside of them, with the yellow slit in it. So it kind of makes, no, it's a black slit, sorry. So this man sees it, as he's scared, as he takes his sword out and slashes behind him. And as he misses Naruto by a mere second, he only cut a little bit of Naruto's hair, and that was it. So this is when the guy realizes that Naruto is a beast. He has been running and hiding from people so well that eventually not even an A rank, no, not even an S rank can sense him. He looked around and he did not see Naruto. So he knows that this kid is going to be a pretty good assassin in the future, as he trains him for about 2 years. Naruto is now 8, and him and Naruto are currently running from Anvu, who, cause the Anvu were after the assassin guy, as he never told Naruto his name, but he doesn't know where. He knows where Naruto lives, and Naruto knows where this assassin guy lives. So yeah, Naruto is running with him because he's trying to get the Anvu off of him by running with him and making sure they go after him and not Naruto. Making sure they go after. He's trying to make sure the Anvu go after himself instead of like the assassin guy, because that's actually the one person other than the ramen guy and his daughter that has been nice to him. So he then says, so he tells him about Naruto tells the guy about his plan, as he knows that this plan isn't going to work, but he says, sure, fine, kid. As they both split up, and the Anvu still go after him, but 2 go after Naruto. As Naruto then makes a shadow clone, but they know it's a shadow clone because one of them kind of saw him do it, as he throws kunai at Naruto's shadow clone, and one of them saw Naruto hide behind like a tree, as he then got Naruto and started to take him back to the village. And this is when Naruto is able to escape from one of the Anvu and go back to his friend. But little did Naruto know, as he was being chased by an Anvu, and as he got away from them, his friend already died. He has spikes in and out of his body. Like, you know how if you would see it in some animes, spikes going in and out of someone's body? That's how it basically is. As he says, Naruto, run, go away, they'll catch you. Naruto doesn't want to leave his friend yet, because this is the first person that ever been nice to him. So this is when he says, no, I can't leave you. You'll be okay. We have to get you to a hospital quick. But the guy then says, Naruto, they won't help me. They know my job. And people fear me, Naruto. As the guy was able to get one of his arms out of the spikes and put his hand in his pocket and give Naruto a paper. And he gave him 2, saying one is what I always wanted to tell you, and the other is where I want you to go after this, Naruto. Because the guy then touches Naruto on his head, as he just gave him a bloodline. I won't tell y'all this bloodline yet, but yeah, he gave him a bloodline. As the guy then just dies, and that's it. Now Naruto is Hold on, guys. I need to do something. Okay, y'all. I am back from that kind of a long trip that I had around my house. So now Naruto is he's with he's with Lord Third at the moment. And this is when Lord Third asks Naruto, "Why were you hanging out with him? Didn't you know that he was in the bingo book for being an A-ranked wanted ninja?" As he then says, I know Lord Third, but he was the only one that treated me nice in this village, and he was my friend." As Lord Third knows where Naruto is kind of coming from, because he knows that Naruto is hated in the village, and he knows that he gets beaten and bullied, but he can never really be there for him because he's in Hokage again, and he has to stay in his office most of the time, as he can't really leave. And he doesn't want to send Anvu because he knows that they won't do a good job at doing it, because they also hate Naruto. So this is when he then sighs and says, "Listen, Naruto, I'll just stay in your house for a couple of days. Do what you normally do and try and forget about this, okay?" Lord Third says that, and Naruto then says, "Yes, Lord Third," as he goes to his house. As he then opens the letter that the guy gave him, as it says, "My name is Zeke Hatuka." I can't really. So Zeke Haruka is, spelled Zeke because that's a normal name, and his Haruka name is OKQA, and that's it. So he then tells him about his clan, as his clan is good in martial arts, and also assassinations, kind of like the Zodiac. I mean, you know what I mean if you saw Hunter x Hunter, like Killmore's family. So that's how his clan is like. But they don't all kill people randomly. They just don't get along with other people. As he was his last clan, as he was the last of his clan, and he never honestly, met another clan member, nor get to have a wife or kid. So this is when he tells Naruto that he wished he could stay with him longer, and also that he knows that I know I was like a father figure to you. I, just like many other people, I won't always be there for you. So I give you this note so I trust you with the things I am giving you. As he writes on the back, he doesn't technically write it on the back, but he writes it on the back where no one can see it, as he sees that there's a few hand sign jutsus of sealing, and a few like normal ninja attacks, like normal jutsus, kind of jutsus that only his clan knows and no one else. As this is when he looked on the back of the paper, it says, "The other paper that I gave you is a map to where my other base is. I have many of them, and you can stay in them for as long as you want. And I'm now giving you the name of Ghost. I think this name will be a good name for you, because just in case you're planning on being an assassin or some sort of shinobi, the name Ghost would be a good name for you, kid. Goodbye. As it then said goodbye, and that was it. Naruto did cry for about 3 hours, but he quickly got over it as he then wrote a note of his own. But he decided to stay in the Leaf for about 2 more months, as at this point, he kind of got, listen, he stayed in the Leaf for a few years, and, when he did stay in the Leaf, Naruto was then, as he was staying in the Leaf, as Naruto was still the dead last in class, but Naruto was actually smart. He was the most smartest person in the class, actually. As, Naruto was planning on leaving the Leaf and going rogue. Because, why should he stay in a village that he's not wanted in? As it's now the test, and everyone passed, and Naruto isn't booed by, his tricks, as before, Mitsuki, I think that's his name, I can't remember, can go and get the scroll. He already told Iruka about this. Iruka told him, how does he know about this? As he then says, well, he told me to do it. As Iruka then quickly goes, as he sees, him there, he takes the scroll, as he goes, and Naruto is watching Iruka, and I forgot the other guy's name, but yeah, he was watching them the whole time, as they did not know. As Naruto then comes out, but to other people, it looks like Naruto was just walking by as he saw the fight. As Iruka then says, Naruto, what are you doing here? As Naruto then says, I was just walking by. What's going on? What's going on here? As, the other guy says, because I forgot his name, he says that, isn't it obvious? This is a battle. And in this battle, you both are going to die. As he takes Naruto hostage, but Naruto is struggling to get away, so it's kind of making it hard for him to escape. So this is when, this is when Naruto then, because he's kind of holding Naruto by his waist, so Naruto can't really escape, as he also has a kunai to his neck. So this is when Naruto then bit his arm, as he was forced to let Naruto go, as he then ran behind Iruka. As this is when, he says what he does say in canon, and Iruka tells Naruto what he says in canon. Naruto doesn't really care, so this is when, after that, Iruka gives his headband to, the guy. But I'll say Naruto stays a little longer, as, everything in the Chunin exams happens in canon. and I mean everything, because, well, half of everything, so yeah. But all you need to know is that Naruto kind of beat Neji and Gaara, so yeah. As it is now, Naruto's turn to, well, give, as Naruto is given, a mission to go get Lady Tsunade. Everything goes in there as canon, but Naruto kept disappearing on Lady Tsunade, as she couldn't really sense him, but she knows where he was going to attack her at. So she was kind of able to stop Naruto from attacking, as that goes as it is in canon. And now, and it's been 3 months since Lady Tsunade has been Hokage, as Naruto then leaves a note, and he goes past the Anbu guards. Well, yeah, he was able to sneak past the Anbu guards, as he is now, a home-free ninja. Naruto left his headband and the necklace that Tsunade gave him at his house, along with the letter that he left, as Jiraiya was going to ask Naruto about the 3-year training trip, but he realized that Naruto wasn't there, as he then looked all over the village, and Naruto was nowhere to be found. As this gets Jiraiya kind of worried, as he then checks in Naruto's house, as he then sees the letter that Naruto wrote. As the letter says, "I am sick and tired of this village. I don't care anymore. I'm leaving." So Jiraiya sees this, as, Naruto never really talked to anyone. He never talked to anyone, and he does not have a crush on Sakura, so that kind of isn't it. But Naruto was kind of still determined to, become Hokage. But once his, old sensei died, the assassin guy, Zeke, that dream was kind of crushed, because his dream was to become Hokage and make sure Zeke has a good life in the Leaf. So now Naruto's dream is to become the best shinobi to ever live, the god of shinobi. So Naruto is now with his he's now with a fellow animal. This animal is a fox, but it's not a giant fox, it's a normal regular fox. As Naruto, he passed the border of the fire, so he sees a fox on his way there, as he has reached Naruto reached one of Zeke's base that he knows of, as Tsunade sent Anbu to go and look for Naruto, as Jiraiya also went, as well, as the Anbu then said they looked everywhere, as Naruto was gone, as he must went over the border of the fire. As Jiraiya also started looking for Naruto over the border of fire, and he couldn't find him. So he says even though he went over the border, he still couldn't find Naruto. But this is when Jiraiya shows the headband that Naruto left, and the necklace. As Jiraiya then said, I think Naruto wanted me to give this back to you, and he wanted me to give this to Iruka. As Jiraiya then goes to Iruka, as Iruka asks Jiraiya, what are you doing here? As he shows the headband, as he then says, isn't that the headband that I gave Naruto? As, you know, as Jiraiya then says that, yes, this is the headband that you gave Naruto, but now Naruto is gone. As Iruka then eyes widen and says, how is Naruto gone? As he then says, Naruto left the village a while ago, and we can't find him. We checked everywhere. He's not in the village, nor in the forest, or because he is over the border. As Iruka Sensei eyes widen and he doesn't blame Naruto. He blames the village because he knows how Naruto is feeling right now, but even though he kind of know what Naruto is feeling right now, he never really left the leaf. As Iruka kind of has mixed emotions, so he then closes the door and goes to bed because because he feels like he needs to think about what Naruto's doing. As now it is 3 years, and Naruto, he's basically a genius. Naruto visited Jiraiya and he says he doesn't want to be in contact. He told Jiraiya that he doesn't want to be in contact with the Leaf or anyone else who is from the Leaf village or any type of village. But people do know Naruto as well. People know Naruto as Ghost because that's what people call him. Ghost, because Naruto phases through walls and many sort of stuff. And Jiraiya taught Naruto Sage Mode and all that other stuff. So Naruto, he kind of got it. And since Naruto is basically a genius, like I said in this, it kind of took Naruto only 2 years to master Sage Mode and all that other stuff. It also took Naruto about but when Naruto wasn't learning Sage Mode or anything like that, he has been training with the sword and Kenjutsu. So Naruto is basically kind of a goat, and his Genjutsu spells are also kind of like good. And this is where Jiraiya was able to finally convince Naruto to go back to the Leaf Village. As he then tells Naruto, why should he go back? There's no one there that really likes him anyway, so why should he go back? So this is when Naruto then says, because Lady Tsunade misses you, and as well as Kakashi, and as well as your sensei Kakashi. As he tells him that Kakashi doesn't miss him and no one does. He gets to that Lady Tsunade must miss him, but why would anyone else miss him? Isn't he the demon of... He's just the demon of, well, the Nine Tails or the Jinchuriki. As he then tells Naruto that if you go back to the village, we will promise that we will tell you everything you need to know. As he then says, fine then. Because Naruto, he kind of, as much as he doesn't like the Leaf, what he wants to know is about his heritage. So he kind of wants to know where he comes from. As Naruto also has, like, as when Naruto basically got into, well, hit and saw, when Naruto got into Zeke's base, the bloodline that he gave him was basically a Jujutsu bloodline, so this will kind of go out through his bloodline. So Naruto is now on his way to the Leaf with Jiraiya, and Naruto kind of packed a few things, like just in case this trip takes long. He packed clothes and food. So yeah, Naruto is with Jiraiya as the walk didn't take long. It only took 3 hours because Jiraiya decided to start, because Jiraiya started to peep on girls because he knows about one of Jiraiya knows one of, well, Zeke's hideout, and that's the hideout that Naruto showed him that he's staying in for now. So yeah. Oh yeah, just to let you know, Naruto, like Zeke's base, it's in between the fire border and like basically the other nation. I forgot the other nation that is across the fire one, but yeah, just know that. So now Naruto is with Jiraiya as they walk into the village, and Naruto then tells Jiraiya that he will be going this way. As not Jiraiya then says, "Why don't you want to see Lady Tsunade first?" As Naruto says, "Yeah, I do, but there's kind of another person that I want to see." As he then says, "Who?" "Ramen." As Naruto, Jiraiya already knows what Naruto is talking about, because the ramen guy has been the only person to ever be nice to Naruto, and also the only person who has ever, well, who has made his, who now Naruto feels like that, Jiraiya feels like that the ramen guy made his shop a safe haven for Naruto, so he kind of respects the ramen guy. So Naruto then goes to the ramen guy as he orders what he usually orders, and asks the ramen guy if he remembers his #1 customer. As the ramen guy automatically remembers Naruto, as he tells Naruto that it's been years and that he missed him, and so did his daughter. So now Naruto is with his friend, well, now as he tells Naruto that his daughter is hanging out with her friends for right now, but in 2 minutes she should be here at the ramen shop working again. So he then tells Naruto, okay, that's fine. As you know, Naruto takes a few minutes he takes a while to finish his ramen. Naruto doesn't go all out on the ramen. He doesn't eat it fast, so that way he has to go to, well, Tsunade's, to the Hokage office. As Naruto takes his time eating the ramen, seeing how he likes, like, Naruto has been eating ramen and other stuff, but this ramen guy is the best ramen guy around, so if Naruto had to take his time eating this ramen over any other ramen, he would. So it takes Naruto about 23 minutes to finish all his ramen. And this is when he says bye to the ramen guy and his daughter. As they then leave, Naruto is now with Naruto is now off to the Hokage office, as Naruto is now at the front door of the Hokage. Well, he's kind of at the front door of the Hokage office, as he then opens it, as he sees Tsunade with a bunch of paperwork on her desk, and he sees this as, when he does see this, he's kind of, well, surprised, because he then saw that Tsunade then sighed. He saw Tsunade sigh with her arm on the desk and her other arm on the desk, while it is also on her head. So this is when he says, "Yo, Granny, you remember me?" As Tsunade looks up because there's only one person who has ever called her Granny, and that's Naruto. As she looks at Naruto, and she nearly bursts into tears as she then says, "Naruto, is that really you?" As Naruto then says, "Yep, the one and only, probably." So Naruto is now with Tsunade, as they've been talking for about 30 minutes on how Naruto has been doing good in the past 3 years. This is when Tsunade then asks Naruto, "Please, stay in the village." As Naruto does want to deny, but he also doesn't want to break Tsunade's heart again. So he then says, "Tsunade, I'm going to be trying to say this in the nicest way possible. I can't stay here. The people of this village hate me, and I'm not staying here. I don't care if they start to warm up to me now. They had their chances, and that's it. I'm not holding a grudge. I'm just facing the future and letting everything go by." So Naruto says this to Tsunade, as she gets it, because she knows that if she was Naruto, she wouldn't want to stay in this village either. As Naruto then says, "So Tsunade, how has it been?" As she then says, "Fine, but all this paperwork and being Hokage is, well, kind of stressing me out." As Naruto then laughs, because this isn't the last time that he feels like Tsunade hasn't been stressed of all this paperwork. As Tsunade then tells, "So Naruto, you must have a new dream now, since you no longer want to become Hokage." As Naruto then says, "Yep, I'm going to be the best shinobi that ever lived, and, well, Naruto's gonna say, kind of become the best shinobi ever." Now, Naruto, the shy part is because Naruto basically, he doesn't like new people, as there are plenty new people in the village. As Naruto makes sure that no one really saw him, because he doesn't really like to meet new people. As this is when 3 people then walk inside. No, 4 people now walk inside of the Hokage's office. As the masked one, well, Kakashi says, Lady Tsunade, we have come back from a mission." As Naruto then looks behind him and sees Kakashi, Sakura, and Sasuke, and some guy who is pale and who really like he sees that this guy is pale and who has basically a shirt that he's wearing something that where you can see his belly. So yeah, as Naruto then says, "Hey guys, you remember me? Do you remember me?" As they look at Naruto and they look at him closely, and they then say, "Naruto, it's you." Because Naruto, his eyes changed. The reason why no one really remembers Naruto is because Naruto eyes they were, well, Naruto's eyes were blue, but now they're green. But Naruto's eyes only turn green when he's kind of feeling comfortable and he feels like he can trust someone. But that's kind of only half of what his jujutsu can kind of do, because being in the village doesn't really make him that comfortable. But for him, it kind of, because he went to the ramen shop and ate some ramen and got to talk to Tsunade, he kind of feels like he's at home. So yeah. As Sakura then says, "Naruto, it's been a long time, we missed you." As Naruto then says, "I'm pretty sure you all did." But this is when Sasuke goes up to Naruto and says, "Naruto, why'd you come back to the village?" As, Sasuke's kind of glaring at Naruto. And this is when Kakashi then hits Sasuke on his elbow, saying, "That's rude, Sasuke." As Sasuke then glares at Kakashi and says, "So Naruto, why'd you come back?" As Naruto then says, "Well, I didn't want to come back here. Jiraiya kind of made me come back. The reason why I came back is to see Lady Tsunade and also have some ramen. And I guess see Shikamaru and Choji again, I guess." As they then hear this, seeing that how Naruto didn't come here to, as they see that Naruto didn't come here to, well, come back to the village and join again. But as Naruto was going from the village, she announced his heritage to, well, Naruto. I mean, not Naruto, everybody in the village. So if they saw Naruto, they would kind of want to apologize for what they did. So this is when, they tell Kakashi tells Tsunade about the mission, as she then tells Sai, Sakura, and Sasuke to all wait outside. As now she wants to only talk, well, to Naruto, because Kakashi, after the report, he just kind of, well, body flickered away to go somewhere else. So yeah. So this is when she asks Naruto, "So that's the reason why you came back?" "Yes, Lady Tsunade." As Tsunade says, "I'm glad that you came to visit me and some old friends." As he then says, "I'm happy about that too. And if you like, you can come visit me to whenever you want." As she then shows him the map, and this is and he showed him where he is living. As she said, "But isn't that," as she then tells Naruto, "but isn't that just dirt, a place where people really don't go?" As he says to Tsunade that no, there is a base there, and that's where I live. As next to that is a small village. Chunin says, okay. But this is where I'm going to be ending it off now, guys. So if you like this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all guys next time. Goodbye.